With this video, you're going to learn why some words have written accent mark and some words do not have written accent mark. To know which words have a written accent mark and which don't need a written accent mark, you need to be aware of the stressed syllables. Stressed syllables are the syllables of a word or the syllable of a word that sounds the loudest. And in English, you also have stressed syllables. Some stressed syllables in Spanish have a written accent, but there are some stressed syllables that don't have a written accent. For example, está, esta. When I say the first word, the last syllable is the loudest and there's a written accent mark. But when I'm saying the second word, the next to last syllable is the loudest syllable, but there is no written accent. Why is that? There are rules that govern these patterns. You can see in the screen right now which are the written accents. There are only 5. This is a category of words, and this category of words has a rule that indicates if you are supposed to add a written accent or not. In this category of words, if the last syllable of the word sounds the loudest and the word ends in N, S, or vowel, you should add a written accent. These words have 2 characteristics. The loudest syllable is the last one, and they end in N, S, or vowel. And that's the reason why they have a written accent mark. Canción, Tomás, saldré, pararé, inspiración, corazón, podrá, así. What happens when the last syllable of a word is the loudest, but the word doesn't end in an S, N, S, or vowel? The word is an aguda. The word belongs to this category of words that we are referring to, but there is no written accent mark. For example, color. This word is an aguda. The last syllable of the word is the loudest. But why there is no written accent mark? Because it doesn't end with an N, S, or vowel. So even when the last syllable is the loudest, there is no written accent mark. Other examples are mental, negociar, percibir, real, compresor. All these words have the last syllable as the loudest syllable, but there is no written accent mark because they do not end in n as a vowel. The word francés is an aguda because the last syllable is the loudest, and it has a written accent mark because it ends in an S. But what happens when we make this word plural? When we make this word plural, the last syllable is not the loudest anymore. Franceses, franceses. The next to last syllable is the loudest. I do not say franceses. The word franceses doesn't exist. The word is franceses. The last syllable is not the loudest, it's the next to last syllable, the one that is the loudest. So this word is not an aguda, so you do not have to put acento because the rules for these kinds of words are different. Another example, japonés, japoneses. The loudest syllable in the second word is not the last syllable. That's why there is no acento. Same thing in televisiones. The loudest syllable is not the last one. The first word has an acento because the last syllable is the loudest and the word ends in an N, but that doesn't apply in the second word. Same thing with this. In the first word, the loudest syllable is the last one and the word ends with an N, but in the second word, the loudest syllable is not the last one, it's the next to the last one. Alemanes, alemanes.